What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Storm Ginger here with another tutorial on the Isle. Today we'll be covering Suchomimus tenerensis. Let's get started. Alright, so first off we're going to start off with the roars here. Here's his F-talk roar. Very nice, very nice. Also there's... Okay, yeah, Quetzalcoatlus was just what's it called? Quetzalcoatlus was just released for servers if they want to. I mainly play the New York server, so they allowed Quetzalcoatlus here. Alright, now back to the video. Now, here's his broadcast roar. Now this seems to be a type of roar that a big cat makes, but pitched down, I believe, like a mountain lion or something. Added with obviously some reptile noises to mask over it. Here's his friendly noise. Always love that noise. And then here's his aggressive roar. You know what? I'm gonna fuck this guy. Get out of here. Nobody wants you. Alright, so here's his aggressive roar. Oh my god. Okay, and then here's his help me roar. That's a pretty loud screeching roar. It's a pretty easy roar to pick out, you know, if you hear a bunch of roars. Now we're gonna go into the walking. So here's his regular walk speed. As you can see, it's pretty decent for a walk speed. And here's his trot speed. Nice. It's faster than a Tyrannosaurus Rex trot speed and maybe Allosaurus. And here's his sprint speed. Now here's where things really start to pick up speed here. Suchomimus is pretty fast for a large predator in this game. Now, Suchomimus was first discovered in 1998. It was native to Niger and Africa. This is an African dinosaur, and it lived in the late Aptian stage of the Cretaceous period. Unlike Baryonyx, it does show signs of a sail on its back, more similar to Spinosaurus. And this was the find that made people realize that Spinosaurus and Baryonyx were related, and that's how we got, you know, the new looking Spinosaurus until, you know, 2014, where it shows to have a more crocodilian like head, like for example, you know, Jurassic Park 3. The Spinosaurus from that. Suchomimus is from a subfamily called Baryonychinae. No, fuck, he's still here. Oh, there's two of them now. Fuck you. Alright. And from the subfamily Baryonychinae, which encompasses dinosaurs that are more similar to Suchomimus and Baryonyx. Suchomimus is either the second or the third largest spinosaurid. We won't know until we get a full skeleton of Oxalia, which shows signs that it's very similar to Spinosaurus aegyptigus. It's from South America, and people are speculating that it is larger. It could be larger than Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, Suchomimus here can grow. The holotype skeleton was about 34 to 36 feet long. It was a pretty long dinosaur, but scientists are saying that the holotype skeleton was a subadult, so that could mean that Suchomimus could grow even larger. Now, Suchomimus is a piscivore. It means that it only eats fish. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, the server crashed. But anyway, as I was saying, Suchomimus's teeth are conical and they're not serrated, so this dinosaur's teeth is not really meant for tearing flesh. It's more for grasping slippery prey, you know, which fish is. Would you look at that? Another characteristic that's common in Spinosaurids is that the first digit has an enlarged claw. Now, scientists are speculating on what this claw is used for. The main theory that's out there is that it's used to grab onto and hold fish as it moves it into its mouth. Now, in terms of the aisle, Suchomimus is the second largest carnivore in the game, only being smaller than Tyrannosaurus rex. It is surprisingly fast for a large carnivore in this game, being able to outrun a good portion of the cast. Dinosaurs you want to look out for. Originally I would say go after Tyrannosaurus rex, but Tyrannosaurus rex is actually a lot harder to tackle than I thought. It can turn tighter than Suchomimus, so it's gonna bite you if you bite it, you know, in a death circle, as I like to call them. The main way you should be using Suchomimus in terms of attacking and killing opponents is a hit and run tactic. Since Suchomimus is pretty fast, he's not going to be run down by a lot of characters. So, for example, Tyrannosaurus rex, and I tested this out and it does work, you can run in, bite a Tyrannosaurus rex, and then run away before the rex has a chance to turn around and bite you. And you just keep doing this and keep bleeding him, you know, until he dies. For Allosaurus, you can run down Allosaurus. For some reason, Suchomimus is faster than Allosaurus. I don't know why, but it's whatever. So basically, you can just keep running down Allosaurus and biting him until, you know, he succumbs to bleed damage and you're damaged. Even though now Suchomimus has 1,700 health, which is the exact same health that a Tyrannosaurus rex has. It has 1,000 stamina, which is typical for carnivores in this game. And so, in terms of damage, though, it doesn't do as much damage as Tyrannosaurus rex. It might do either the same amount or less than Allosaurus. When I was playing him the other day, he didn't seem to do a lot of damage, so I'm going to say he probably doesn't do a lot of damage. But he does do bleed damage, which is fine. In terms of Carnotaurus, you're gonna want to, you know, stand your ground. He's not gonna want to get bitten by you. So, one, you can tank his damage and survive his bleed damage, but he's probably not gonna survive your bleed damage. So he's not gonna want to get bit. So keep your keep your head facing towards it at all time if you feel threatened by a Carnotaurus. Osteoraptor and Herrerasaurus. Now, those dinosaurs are typically not going to want to mess with a Suchomimus. Like Carnotaurus, they're not going to want to get bit by you and succumb to the bleed damage. More so for Herrerasaurus and Osteoraptor because of how low their health is. Now, in terms of running down the opponent, I don't know if Suchomimus could catch up to Osteoraptor Herrerasaurus. It could, if anything, it could most likely catch up to Herrerasaurus. Herrerasaurus' sprint speed is not that fast compared to Osteoraptor, and Osteoraptor is slower than Carnotaurus, so there's also that. Now for plant eaters, the main plant eater you're going to want to avoid is Triceratops. You're not going to do enough damage to him to kill him rather easily, and if he hits you, which is a very likely thing to occur because his turn speed is pretty fast, he's gonna cause bleed damage to you. And on top of the amount of damage that Triceratops can do, the bleed damage doesn't really help in your favor. You're gonna want to go after things like Maiasaura, since it doesn't do as much damage as Shantungosaurus. And Puertosaurus is also pretty good because you're fast enough that when you run under and try to bite him, you will get your bite off, you'll get the bleed damage, and you'll avoid the hitboxes on his frontal attack if he decides to use it. Shantungosaurus is a little bit more tricky. You might either need teamwork or strategize a little bit more. Use the hit and run tactic, but be careful because Shantungosaurus has pretty good acceleration, and if it's close enough to you, it will catch up to you and it will clip your tail. If you noticed in the intro that I made for this video. For Gallimimus, you can't catch up to Gallimimus. There's no point in trying to catch up to Gallimimus, and the meat isn't worth busting your ass trying to get Gallimimus. Pachycephalosaurus and Dryosaurus, on the other hand, if you're desperate, I say go for it. They're pretty easy to catch, and you'll finish them off rather quickly. But again, the meat isn't worth... the amount of meat you get isn't worth trying to, you know, take them out. Now, Ankylosaurus, I would say go after Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus is very slow, and the hitboxes don't cover it as well as Stegosaurus, but you have to be extremely careful when you go in. You have to make sure that your head is facing the exact front of the Ankylosaurus, or else you're just going to get clipped by his tail hitbox. Now, Stegosaurus, that one's a tough one. For me, it's been difficult to find a dinosaur that can effectively take down a Stegosaurus. What Suchomimus and Tyrannosaurus Rex have in common is they can tank a hit from a Stegosaurus. But what they differ from is Tyrannosaurus Rex can finish off the Stegosaurus in 1 to 2 bites. Actually, no, just 2 bites, my bad. The T-Rex can finish it off in 2 bites. So you run in, get your bite, you get hit, doesn't matter because you're going to bite Stegosaurus again and that's going to kill him. Suchomimus doesn't have that luxury. He doesn't do a lot of damage, so he can tank 1 hit, but he's going to have to hit Stegosaurus like multiple times in order to take him down. So my final verdict is just avoid Stegosaurus. Not many carnivores at this point have the equipment to take down a Stegosaurus other than Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, Therizinosaurus, like Shantungosaurus and Tyrannosaurus Rex, you're going to want to do the hit and run tactic. Therizinosaurus will put out a lot of damage. He doesn't get bleed damage. Triceratops and Diabloceratops are the only plant eaters at this point that can do bleed damage. Just run in, get a bite off, and then run. You should be faster than Therizinosaurus. You just want to avoid the front hitboxes. All of Therizinosaurus' attacks or hitboxes are in the front, and they're very fast moves. So you're going to want to avoid those at all costs. And now Diabloceratops, like Triceratops, it's got that good turn speed and it causes bleed damage, but it's easier. You can finish it off rather easily. Just, you know, avoid the head. The hitboxes on the head are a lot smaller than Triceratops, so you're going to have a much easier time avoiding it. I actually killed a Diabloceratops last night. I came in, I bit him, he started chasing after me, and eventually he succumbed to bleed damage. I don't know why he started chasing after me. He could have just faced me and had the advantage and, you know, not done anything, but it's whatever. Free food, I guess, you know. But yeah, so not many people play Suchomimus, which is a shame. He's a pretty decent dinosaur, I guess. Allosaurus seems to be more common than Suchomimus. Suchomimus and Carnotaurus and Herrerasaurus aren't very common. You do occasionally get some Carnotaurs every once in a while. They're more common of the 3. Whereas Austroraptor, T-Rex, and Allosaurus are a lot more common. So tune in next time. I'll be covering Allosaurus fragilis. Have fun surviving in the Isle, and I hope to see you all in the Isle. I mainly play on the New York server, so you've probably seen me around. Alright, have a nice day, guys.